actually, I dropped out from high school when
Oh,
I
wow.
yeah, when I was 15 to, just to study wholly about the piano. So it was like,
Whoa.
yeah, I passed out the, literature, English, that classes, and then I focused on studying classical piano for like 3 years. Hi,
Hey, how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Adam, and this podcast is about you and your journey in music. And we'll talk
Mhm.
about Catch 22 and, of course, the record label.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So first off, born and raised in Beijing?
No, actually, I was born and raised in a small city called Jining in China, and
Okay.
uh, I studied, classical piano performance when I was 8, and so my mom and dad took me on road. So yeah, it's like we ended up living Tianjin. Actually, it's a city that's very close to Beijing, where I'm living now, and
Okay.
yeah, I studied my classical piano here in Beijing. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, how did you get into piano? Do you come from a musical household? Do your parents
No,
play piano at all or no?
no, not at all. My dad was he was very into painting, so he got me studying painting when I was 3 or something. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I just paint every day, and until when I was 8, I saw a beautiful woman playing the piano. I was like shocked. I never felt that way before, so I decided to, to study music
So
since then.
then your parents put you in piano lessons?
Yeah, yeah, they're very supportive.
That's incredible. A lot of people don't have that type of support when it comes to pursuing an arts, something to do with the arts. I guess it helps having a dad that's a painter.
Yeah, no, no, he's not a painter. He was very into painting, but
Right,
his
but
yeah,
he had a love, I guess, for arts instead
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah. And actually,
sure.
he's a psychologist, so that's why he knows how to research.
Oh, that's cool. Sure.
Yeah, I'm so
Okay.
grateful for that. Yeah.
So at 8, you started learning classical piano, and how long did you do that? Was it through you ended up going to school, you said in Beijing to keep pursuing your education in
Yes,
that?
yes. Actually, I practiced piano like very hard for like 3 years since I got here in Beijing, and actually I started writing songs when I was 13, but
Wow.
yeah, at that time there is no kind of songwriting lesson to take here in China.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the only way I can, to study music for me is like to study the classical piano really hard. And then I thought I could, finally to be able to study composition and then songwriting kind of stuff. Yeah, so it was like the process for me. So I studied classical piano, and then I got into Berklee. That's wonderful.
Oh, wow. So you went to
Yeah.
Did you move to Boston or did you do it
Yeah, yeah,
online?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, shout out to Berklee.
Wow. Okay. Hold on. So you started playing piano at 8, around 13, you started writing your own songs. And
Yeah.
were those just compositions or were you writing lyrics and melodies and all of that as well?
Actually, the first song was just composition. Yeah, and it was a tribute to my neighbor's dog. I loved her so much, and so that's when I lost her, I felt this enormous pain I need to, let out. So I started writing music, and then
About because about your neighbor's dog? Is that what you said?
yeah, yeah,
Wow. Okay.
because I love her so much. I like hang out with her every day. Like After that, I started, just to write songs in English. Yeah.
Okay. Was that difficult to do?
Oh, actually, it was kind of natural for me to write in English lyrics. That's weird though, b- because I learned my English through songs.
Oh, really? Like, what were you
Yeah.
listening to learn English?
Um, oh my gosh, I have so many music heroes. Like I listened to Sade and Nora Jones and Mariah Carey and Eminem
Oh,
and
wow.
Drake. Yeah, I listen to a lot of styles of music, and yeah, so I grew this kind of um I would say as a emotional kind of expression pattern for me to, you know, it's like all my feelings and my emotions are related to or attached to English lyrics.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I write songs in English instead of Mandarin. My daily speaking language is Mandarin,
Mhm.
but I don't feel like writing songs in it. This is weird but beautiful at the same time because um, I really felt the emotional energy in English in songs. Um, yeah, that was one of the reason I write songs in English, but I think the second reason would be kind of like, when I started writing songs when I was 13 or something. I don't want my parents to know what I'm
Oh, what
thinking.
you were writing?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So
Because they don't speak English at all?
yeah, yeah, at that time,
Ha!
but they're learning now. So um, but for now, I'm like, um, I want to learn to writing Mandarin as well because I want to write songs that they can understand too. Yeah.
That's interesting. So what, like, were you writing like really vulnerable lyrics that you didn't want them to know about, or situations or topics that you didn't want them to hear about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
Like,
kind of like my secret diary.
well, tell me about that. Like, what sort of, if you feel comfortable, like, what sort of things were you writing about that you didn't want them to find out about, like crushes and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely crushes, but maybe some like I like to write songs in my teens um like um like talking to my idol, like
Oh,
talking
okay.
to my music hero. Yeah, that kind of thing. It's
Interesting.
very
Okay.
vulnerable and honest.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Yeah, I've asked that to other artists, just like, like, how do you become comfortable, writing lyrics that you, or sharing lyrics with maybe your parents when you're starting out, that they're not going to be like, oh, like, what's wrong with my, like, do I need to take my son or daughter to, like a psychiatrist, or like, what's going on here? But like, to be able to kind of like hide that in a way because they couldn't speak the language. That's really interesting. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah.
So tell me, so you get into Berklee. Were you like in the school? Did your school have like a band or orchestra or anything that you were able to play piano in? And then how did you end up getting into Berklee? That's quite a distance to travel to go to college. I mean, that's really impressive.
Yeah, for the first question,
Uh-huh.
yes, I was able to play piano a lot in Berkeley, and because my principal instrument was piano, right? So I was the keyboard player in the band. So
Well, no, no,
we,
sorry. I mean, like when you were before you went to Berkeley. At
oh
your,
yeah,
like when you were attending school in China, was that were you able to play music at the school? Or was that something that you were a part
oh
of?
no, actually, I dropped out from high school when
Oh,
I
wow.
yeah when I was 15 to just to study wholly about the
Piano?
yeah, the piano. So it was like,
Whoa.
yeah, I passed out the literature, English, that classes, and then I focused on studying classical piano for like 3 years.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So then you go to Berklee and so how'd you find out about did you just know about Berklee just because it's like this famous music school, or and then how do you apply there, and then if you when you get in, like I want to hear that whole story.
All right. Actually, it was I looked up on the internet one day because I was like, I didn't I love R&B music and love pop music. I didn't want to end up in a classical music school actually. So that's why I looked up online. And then I saw, do you know Lee Hong Won? He's
Mm-mm.
actually, yeah, he's very famous in China, and he was born in America. I think he's American. Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, and anyways, he graduated from Berkeley, and then he wrote on his Weibo, is kind of like Chinese version of Twitter, about Berkeley. That's
Oh,
where
okay.
I found out about Berkeley, and then I went to the berkeley.edu. And then,
Website.
yeah, the website, and I saw those pictures and all those informations. I I was like, oh my gosh, this is heaven for me. I have to apply to the school. So I just applied that day
Mm-hmm.
with my dad's credit card, paying for the application fee. Yeah, and he was like, he went home, he was like, who used my credit card, like pay in dollars. Yeah, that was the start.
Was he mad at you or no?
No, I told him about the Berkeley and everything. He was like
Uh-huh.
super supportive. Yeah.
And then do you have to submit like a demo, or like how do they know you're really good at piano, and then how do you get accepted into the school?
uh we did an audition in Hong Kong, and yeah, and I submitted three of my composition, I would say, because it's not songs, it's kind of like film scoring kind of
Mm-hmm.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I got into Berklee. Yeah.
Wow. Was that hard for your parents for you to be like, all right, I'm moving all the way to Boston in the United States?
Definitely. And it was hard for me too, you know,
Yeah.
to go
That
that
must have
far.
been a culture shock, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
How
From
did you adapt?
yeah.
Were you like, what is happening here?
Yeah, a part of that being I was shocked because classical piano is so different from jazz piano, and Berklee is specialized in jazz piano. And culturally, actually, I'm not so shocked by the culture and people there because I grew up listening to songs,
Yeah.
yeah, and then watch those.
Were you able to see television from the United States and like, yeah,
Yes,
the internet and
yes,
stuff?
the
Okay.
TV shows, yeah, films, and yeah,
Okay. So you kind of understood what was happening here.
yes, but it was hard also to adapt to the food, the weather.
Oh yeah, especially in
Yeah,
Boston. What is the weather like where you live? Is it I have no clue. Does it snow and everything or no?
it's kind of like Boston, but not that cold in winter.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't got that many of snows in winter.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
yeah. So that was
yeah,
yeah, because it gets real cold there.
yes, but it was fun. Yeah, the
Wow. Do you end up
blizzard.
finishing school at Berkeley?
Yes, I graduated.
And then what
Um,
happens from there?
After my graduation, I went back because I missed my family and my dog, and I started to, get my feet on the ground here in Beijing. So I got a job as music teacher in a music school that founded by a famous singer in China, Tiger Hu. And after settling down a bit with work and life, I started to write my own songs and publish it.
Oh, what was that like? What was the first song you put out?
It was a single called Falling Back Again. And it was a song I wrote like right after graduation, but I kept it for like 2 years until it's out. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Were you nervous to put it out, or what was that like?
Yeah, because I was confident at songwriting. I was good at it, but producing music is a whole another story.
Hmm.
So I arranged it myself, and I was stuck in the production mostly. So I spent some time to really learn producing music. So that's why it took so long to.
Okay. Well, no, you said you work with somebody now, right? A producer now?
Oh yes, I produced this and read for some artists,
Oh,
some other
wow.
artists as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Very
mostly right
mostly
now I
you.
just did myself. Yeah.
Okay. And what were you in? Were you living in Berkeley when the pandemic happened, or no? Or were you
No,
back home?
no,
Oh,
I
okay.
was. Yeah.
Did that affect your music career, or writing, or teaching at all?
I think it really did. But I think it's kind of a twofold impact
Hmm.
kind of thing. Yeah, because I was able to stay home during the quarantine to write more songs and
Sure.
record more songs. Yeah, and then I mean after living this kind of post-pandemic life for like 3 years now, um, it had me thought about a lot of things in life. So um that's what I was writing in this upcoming EPs. I have 2 EPs coming.
Oh,
So it's like,
wow.
yeah, dual concept EPs. Yeah. So the first one is like um yeah, I think back to the question, right?
No, no,
Um
no. No, this is
yeah,
great. Go ahead.
okay. The first one is like it's all about romantic love, like my understanding of love.
Okay.
And the second one follows the first one to, to complete the whole story, because it's like um after being in love, blinded by love, and and everything that the society and other people trying to put in your head after struggling with all that, um we can really see what is real and what is just hallucination.
Hmm.
So the second one is like the awakening journey for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you know the pandemic life.
Sure.
um
So like so like Waiting for You and like Catch 22, are those going to be part of what, the first EP?
yes,
And then you
yes,
already have both of them completely finished?
yeah, yeah.
Wow. And you just released what, a whole album this year as well, right?
Yes, my first mixtape actually.
Okay, Free Fall is the mixtape.
Yes.
Tell me about that. Like, you must have a lot of songs. Obviously, like, was Free Fall a concept record, or just a bunch of songs you had written over the course of years?
I would say the second type.
Okay.
First of all, is like the collection of the songs I wrote last year, like during September to December, the
Okay.
time period. Yeah. And so it was like um it was very romanticism kind of
Yeah.
writing process. Yeah. So Free Fall is like I was expanding music possibilities
Mhm.
through that year. Yeah. So
Okay.
that was that mixtape.
Awesome. And then okay, so then you put out Waiting for You, and then the most recent one is Catch 22. Do you ever, well, tell me about Catch 22, since that's the most recent song. Tell me what that song's about.
That song is first of all, the EP1 is all about falling in love, right? So I
Right.
wanted to capture every stages of falling in love, those beautiful moments. So Catch 22 is more like you you had a crush on somebody, and that makes you feel so insecure and craving for answer, but
Mhm.
at the same time you're so happy. Yeah, that kind of
Yeah, yeah.
um yeah, so it's like very musically for me it's like very warm, and that kind of um very I don't know how to say that. That feeling is very special,
Mhm.
with that chord progression and the melody and the guitars. Yeah. I really love that song.
Very cool. And so Villain, when did you start that? That's you said it's a record label?
Yeah, but it's actually me and my partner has been doing like um we started this record label the second we decide the names. you
Oh,
know, we
really?
we was struggling to come up with the name of our label. So we were like, oh, Villain, that's it. So we had our label at the moment. So yeah, me and my partner Lena, we are very similar in many ways. We like to create every day, and um, I write songs, and she's a visual director, right? So she visually translate my songs into visuals art.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is, are you putting out other artists' music as well, or just your own on the label?
Um, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, but
Okay.
for now, it's just me. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Very awesome. Well, thank you so much for staying up late and, and doing this. I
You
appreciate it.
having me. Thank you.
Yeah. I have one more question before I let you go, Via. I want to know
All
if you
right.
have any advice for aspiring artists.
I would say be fearless and be focused, and maybe stay away from toxic people. And then yeah, keep writing, keep doing your thing, and keep creating. Yeah, that's all.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thanks
your
so
time
much,
today, Via. Thank
Adam.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye, have a great day.
Bringing it backward.